The longest suspensions in professional sports history. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Joe Fortune YouTube channel. Today, we're taking a deep dive into professional sports, but the negative side. We're going to be watching some of the longest ever suspensions in professional sports history. The first thing that comes to my mind is like cheating, steroids, brawls. The number one thing that comes to my mind, because I remember watching it live, was the Malice in the Palace brawl in the NBA between Detroit Pistons and Indiana Pacers, and that was nuts. I remember watching that live, and I believe the suspensions were like 80-something games for Ron Artest. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Other than that, though, trying to think what else. Maybe some like UFC fighters for pissing hot, taking PEDs. Either way, there's been suspensions and there always will be suspensions. And let's find out what some of the worst are. Now, before we get started, guys, if you are a fan of this type of content, please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you're notified when a new video has dropped. Let's get into it, eh? All right, guys, this YouTube video was created by a channel called 5 Point Vids. I'll leave the link to their channel in the description. Also, I'll leave the link to this specific video in the description below as well, so you can check it out yourself. But show them some love, give them a subscribe if you are into this type of content. Anyways, guys, let's get straight into it, eh?
Reasons an athlete can get hit with a ban.
Yep.
It can range from steroids to
That's what I
recreational
said,
drugs,
steroids,
or
drugs.
using a needle for another reason, like letting the air out of a football. Thankfully,
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Did he even get in trouble for that? Did anything come of that? I don't think so. But that was, I remember that being very
don't last long. But when the crime becomes seriously
controversial.
egregious, so does the time.
Oh,
Because
boy.
justice needs to be served. Here are
Yes.
the longest suspensions in the history of sports.
Justin Blackman.
The
Indefinite.
story of Justin Blackman
Never heard
is
of him.
essentially the story of a missing person. Blackman went from a
Missing
dominant
person?
force at Oklahoma State, good enough to get drafted top 5 by the Jags, and good enough
Wow.
to get his 45-year-old
So he
QB
could
Brandon
bowl.
Smokin' DeWeeden drafted a few hours later. And Blackman
Oh.
proved that he was worth that pick when he was on the field. 865 yards as a rookie, catching
Wow,
balls from
so he
Blaine
was
Gabbert
real
and Chad
good.
Henne. Then it all fell apart. He played all 16 games as a rookie, but missed the first 4 games of his second year after
Before.
being suspended for violating the league's substance abuse policy.
Substance abuse,
He only
okay.
played 4 games his second year in
Wait.
2013.
If this is for weed, that's kind of stiff. Like, I believe weed should not be illegal. That's just my opinion. Is it really performance enhancing? I don't think so. What do you guys reckon?
136, 190,
stiff.
58, and
He must do something
31-yard
more
games.
than just
Those
a-
were likely the last games
Oh
of
boy,
his
what's this?
career. Blackman kept violating the substance abuse policy, was pulled over
Oh,
and
boy.
charged for possession of weed,
Yeah.
and caught a DUI,
DUI.
in 2015.
So does DUI mean like under the influence of like just anything, drugs, or does it mean, is that for specifically alcohol? Or it could be under the influence of anything. So he was like stoned and driving. Yeah, you shouldn't be driving, mate. Definitely shouldn't be driving. So this guy was just a repeat offender.
Though he caught his last pass back in 2013, Blackman was listed on the Jaguars roster as recently as 2018. The team has never released
never
him
played?
despite all the off-field trouble. The
Yeah, okay.
suspension has been indefinite, although officially not a lifetime ban. And
So he didn't get a lifetime ban, but he just got suspended and indefinitely and just never came back. So
and for that,
Yeah.
his suspension
much-
is the longest
pretty much a
ever.
lifetime
The
ban.
NFL has imposed 2-year suspensions a couple of times. You might recall Michael Vick, who was in jail for 2 years. and
that's
plaque-
right. Michael Vick did the dogfights, the illegal dogfights. I forgot about that. 2 years. That's pretty heavy. Did he? Yeah, he did jail time too. Hasn't he like gone like a full 180 and now he's doing like heaps of charity stuff for dogs, like pit bulls and stuff? I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing now.
Mexico Burris, who's 2 years
He was like the next big thing. I remember that vividly.
suspension was truly self-inflicted. Quick side note, Josh Gordon holds the record for most suspensions in NFL history, officially serving 7 since the beginning of his career, all for substance abuse violations.
Bro, get off the PEDs, bro. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times, he said. Bro. Get off the juice. Look at him. He's jacked. Oh, you can't see it. Here, I'll move me. He's jacked. He is jacked. Get off the roids, bro.
As 2013. Though many of these suspensions on our list stem from self-destruction,
yeah.
The next one comes from the destruction of others.
What? Oh, I called it. I knew it.
There's no mystery
86
as
games.
To why
That's right.
the
A
NBA
season and a bit.
On our test to sit
I
for
called it. I knew this would be in here.
Games. We all saw why. There's video
This was crazy.
proof that aired on live TV and can be viewed at any time on the interwebs. The
They were
man
just-
who would change
They were just bashing Detroit fans in the stands. I'll never
his
forget
name
this.
to Meta World Peace was involved in the greatest brawl in the history of the NBA.
That was nuts.
A brawl that spanned players,
Stephen
fans,
Jackson
and
there
spilled out
too.
deep into the stands. You remember the story? Artest fouled Ben Wallace hard in the paint, which led to a skirmish.
It's funny, he fought everybody except Ben Wallace. And I don't blame him. Ben Wallace was scary.
Between two alphas. The fight between Indiana and Detroit was eventually broken up, and Artest laid down on the scorer's bench when a beer rained down
that's
from
right.
the stands
That's what just
and hit him in the
ignited
face.
him to go
Artest
crazy.
charged into said stands, blindly throwing haymakers
How
at
did he
anyone,
even know
and
who
ultimately
threw it?
9 spectators were injured and 2 landed in the hospital. The game was
Wow.
called with less than a minute to go.
Look at
and
that,
Artest
dumping
was
all the shit. I
eventually
remember
suspended
that.
For a total
Wow.
of 86 games, costing him $5 million in game checks. That's still the
Damn.
longest suspension in NBA history, beating Latrell Sprewell's previous high score of 68 games.
What did he do?
Achieved by him disagreeing with then-coach PJ Carlissimo. The disagreement was whether or not PJ was allowed.
Wait, what? I don't remember this. What did Latrell Sprewell do? Did he choke his coach? What? Someone fact check that for me, please. In the comments, look up why did Latrell Sprewell get suspended for so long? I thought I would know this. I don't.
The longest suspension served by a non-player in NBA history? That belongs to Minority Warriors owner Mark Stevens, who shoved Kyle Lowry in Game 3 of the 2019 Finals and caught a year-long ban.
What are you doing touching the players like that, bro?
Another
stop.
fun fact, the ref who oversaw the malice at the Palace, this guy, Tim Donaghy, who served his own 15-month suspension from the rest of society. The NBA also banned him for life, for that part about rigging games. They've also been known.
That's right. He was match fixing as a ref. Oh my God, bro.
To bring down.
And no one wants to talk about what's going on now. The NBA is in a bit of a crazy state right now when it comes to fixing games.
The hammer when it comes to drug use. Both OJ Mayo and Tyreek Evans were banned after testing positive.
OJ Mayo, dude, he was a baller. I did not know he got suspended for drug use. I did not know that. I thought he just fizzled out. I wonder why he fizzled out, because he was so good.
Even though they are both eligible to be reinstated. Speaking of guys who got banned for drugs.
PDs. Oh, A-Rod.
There have been plenty of lifetime bans handed.
Here's what I don't get, right? I know, PEDs and steroids was huge in baseball, right? I'm pretty sure everyone knows that everybody was juicing. Why do you need to get on steroids to play baseball? I don't actually understand the reasoning behind it. Why? What benefits does it do? Yeah, okay, you got to be strong to hit the ball, but doesn't baseball come down to just timing? If you time it right with a little bit of strength training, then you'd be good at baseball, no? I just don't understand the concept of steroids in baseball. I just feel like it's so unnecessary. American football, yeah, makes total sense. Even NBA, it makes total sense. But baseball, a non-contact sport, why do you need a juice?
Out by Major League Baseball
I don't get
over
it.
the years.
I don't get it.
Rose, the all-time hit leader, caught the axe for betting on games. So did 8 of the players involved in the 1919 Black Sox scandal that involved throwing games in the World Series. But the longest suspension took place within the last decade to J-Lo's husband. Alex Rodriguez finished his career with 696 home runs, just 4 dingers short of the 700 mark, which just 3 other players, Ruth, Aaron, and Bonds, have reached. There's no question A-Rod would have eclipsed that mark had it not been for a suspension
had he not been on the juice
in August of 2013. After already 20 years in the majors, a broken down A-Rod fueled his rehab with performance-enhancing drugs from the biogenesis of America clinic.
So is it more for recovery? Is that what we're talking about? That makes sense. I get it if it's for recovery.
Jose Canseco's chief rival, along with other prominent players including Ryan Braun, Johnny Peralta, and Nelson Cruz, were all implicated in the scandal. Braun got 65 games. Almost everyone else was handed a 50-game suspension, but Alex Rodriguez caught the brunt of the MLB's wrath.
Because he was a someone?
211 games. Why so many?
Yeah.
A-Rod was the most egregious violator, using testosterone and HGH over the course of many years. And even worse, he kept trying to cover it up and impede the MLB's investigation. There's also that time he lied to Katie Couric. You mustn't lie to Katie. An arbitrator eventually knocked the 211 number down to 162.
If it's for recovery, then it makes total sense why they're juicing. I get it. I get it if that's the reason why.
A $40 million salary. In his first game back, Ryan Dempster intentionally threw at A-Rod, which prompted a standing ovation from the crowd.
I don't mind
probably
that.
Canseco,
I don't mind that.
whenever he was watching. A-Rod played for another season and change, taking his last at-bats as a DH in August of 2016. He's now become the guy that texted J-Lo from the bathroom and
he's still winning though.
Announcer. And now
still
for
winning.
Our last suspension, one that was spurned from the field of play and came with criminal charges. In a sport as violent as hockey, you really have to go above and beyond to do something crazy enough to warrant
we need to watch our ice hockey
what
confirmation.
Marty McSorley did to Donald
100%.
Brashear back in 2000 certainly counts.
Shit, what'd he do?
And some. In a
Must
game
have done
between
something real
McSorley's
bad.
Bruins and the Vancouver Canucks in February of 2000, Marty McSorley and Donald Brashear got into a fight midway through the game. And
Standard
later
for
on,
hockey.
with just 5 seconds left in the third period, McSorley slashed Brashear up high. Way up high. I'm sorry I cannot show this incident. Brashear fell backwards with his head hitting the ice.
Did he say slashed? With what? His ice skate? He slashed him?
Suffering a seizure and losing consciousness. He was diagnosed with a grade 3 concussion, spent the night in a hospital, and had to miss 20 games.
Oh my God.
Sorley was charged and convicted of assault with a weapon. The judge gave...
Was it with his stick? Or with his ice skate? Holy shit, mate, what a psycho!
Gave him 18 months probation, and the NHL would eventually suspend him for a full year. February
1 year? Dude, 1 year is not enough.
2000 until February 21st, 2001. McSorley's full calendar ban beat the previous record of just 21 games when Dale Hunter blindsided Pierre Turgeon after a goal in 1993 in a scumbag move. McSorley has always denied that he tried to slash Brashear in the head. He says he was aiming for his shoulder, and looking at the incident, he came close. But for a guy with 3,381 career penalty minutes, regardless of intent,
bro, this guy was just a fiend on the
there you have it.
the
Thanks
ice.
for watching this video, and by all means, please subscribe for more interesting videos on sports.
That's crazy, bro.
You made it to my next video.
Wow, there you have it, guys. I can't believe that. Slashing someone. My God. I'm sure there are many more sporting moments and suspensions that were missed there. That was only just a real bite-size amount of situations, but I'm sure there's plenty more. If there's any at the top of your head that you guys know about, drop them in the comments section. I'm keen to know. I want to deep dive down into this suspension thing. You know, I want to know some of the craziest ones. I know there's plenty in the Olympics. They'd just get banned forever. But damn, bro, that is mental. If you guys are a fan of this content, man, and you want to see more like this, make sure you are subscribed. Turn on those bell notifications so you're notified when a new video has dropped. Wowee. We're going to leave it at that. Make sure you take care, especially if you're playing some sports, all right? Be careful out there. All right, guys. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.